Hello, my name's Colin Campbell, I'm with Polygon. You're looking at Rise of the Tomb Raider. What we're going to do today is show you 10 minutes of gameplay. It takes place about an hour and a half into the game, so you've done a lot of the training exercises, and now you've got an actual mission which involves a lot of stealth and combat. Voila. The use of things like bottles to distract guards and bushes to hide in are a big part of this mission, which takes place in an old Soviet base in Siberia.
Who the hell are these people?
Initial recon said there was an old village up in these mountains, but I think I heard something. I'll take a look.
To be honest, when I played this, I felt that it was typical Tomb Raider stuff in that there is a fair amount of stealth and puzzle solving, but you don't have to do it that way. You can run around and just sort of shoot people if you want. During the easier parts of the mission, in the early part, I mostly played stealth-wise, but when the bodies start to pile up and there's a lot of people around, I think you need to be better at the game in order to take advantage of the stealth.
There's more of them arriving.
As you can see, even though you're an hour and a half into the game, there's still quite a lot of tips and suggestions, and there are a lot of systems going on inside the game. And here you press the button in order to sort of see stuff that needs to be seen when the guys can't see you, or when they're vulnerable, they change colour, and that's helpful. But as with all things, it's always best to go for the simple option. In this case, I'm going to shoot out this lamp.
We're under attack! Spread out. Keep your eyes open. We're under attack!
Always a good idea to go to your victims and pick up arrows and ammo and stuff like that that's been left behind. In an earlier mission, I faced off against a bear and I didn't have the right ammunition with me, so I had to kind of go off and find and craft the ammunition that I needed to defeat the bear, which I think was shown, the section that I think was shown in E3. So this section does show various weapons, including bombs, I guess you could call them. Bows and arrows mostly, Lara Croft's trademark weapon spec, but there are also some firearms as well. And firearms do appear in the game, but they're not a huge part of it. You can kind of choose if you want to use guns or if you want to use bows and arrows, and to be honest, I prefer the bow and arrow as much as possible.
Taking fire!
As always, holding back the bow for longer will give you more power. And yeah, there's tons of boxes and things to open and things to fill up on and packs, and just as I was mentioning, there are weapons that turn up in this section. There's a lot, if you've played Tomb Raider, you know that there's a lot of climbing, traversal, and a lot of puzzle elements involved in just getting from A to B, and I find that actually quite a fun part of the game. In this Soviet section, there is a ton. This is quite a big area, and there are loads of towers and climbing frames and areas to go, missions, side missions, where you kind of have to figure out how to get to the top of the tower. This is stuff that we've seen plenty of times. Shocking little moment there. I'm pretty sure that in real life I wouldn't be able to hang on. She must have some really good gloves. Yeah, just here you get a slight section. We've only got 10 minutes here of the kind of how you get into the base section, but you get a sense of how big this this old Soviet era base is. And so, you know, some of the scenes during this early part of the game in Siberia and also in Syria are really, really lovely to look at. There's a puzzle. Something's in your way, burn it. I just skipped through a bit of story to get to this bit, and I'll do that again in a second. But here you can see the firearm.
All die slow while we watch.
One thing to say about Lara in this game is the game that came out a couple of years ago, she was a beginner, almost a kid, but she's much more self-assured now. She's much more certain of her mission in life and of her destiny. And a lot of the story that you see in the first part of the game is really there to stamp that on you. This is, as I was saying earlier, this is a section where you could probably play this with some decent stealth after a few playthroughs, but I was running out of time and I just kind of charged around shooting at things, not particularly skillfully, but it got the job done. Heal herself, but I haven't got enough of the crafting materials. You can craft on the fly as long as you've got the ingredients, which in that case I didn't. This obviously is a game that's coming out on Xbox One towards the end of this year, November the 10th I think, and it's coming out on other platforms in 2016, early 2016. It was Microsoft that invited us to come and play this build. By the way, if you're interested in this game, there's a quite in-depth feature that I wrote a few months ago about how they built the character of Lara Croft and her physical presence in the game, so you know, just search on Polygon for that story. And this pretty much brings us to the end. You'll see Lara coming to a sticky end here as she's overwhelmed. Rise of the Tomb Raider coming out on November the 10th.